Okay. It's a little higher. It's better. Erev Tov, everyone. So the Parshas Nitzovi presents us with a posuk that is meant to describe to us our relationship with the Creator. The posuk says, "Ani staros laHashem Elokeinu, v'aniglos lonu levonenu ad olam, v'asos is called divrei haTorah azos." Has dots on top of the lettering. That's according to our Masorah, to our tradition. So a Sefer Torah that's written has to have those dots written on top of the letters. There are different opinions, even stemming back to Chazal, as to what those dots represent. But the simple explanation is that, for instance, in the English language, if you want to write and you want something to stand out, so you have to use a different font, italics, or you put it in quotation marks, or bold face. You indicate that this is something that you want to emphasize. So there are many Meforshim that say that this is the purpose of the dots, that the Torah wanted to emphasize this idea because this idea is basic to our understanding of the relationship between the Creator and the created. Now, there is a tendency amongst people to think of heaven in terms of human logic or human behavior. The Rambam and many others, based on the posuk in Yeshayahu, Ki lo machshavosai machshavosechem, v'lo darchechem drochoi neum Hashem, that you're not allowed to think that way. In other words, you're not allowed to think, that God is our big Father, and that he acts the way a human father would, or that he acts the way a human judge would act. We're not privy to how heaven acts. And therefore, the Rambam says that it's akin to Avodah Zorah. Because what is Avodah Zorah? Is you take something physical and you say that's what dominates things that happen to you. So here also you're taking events that occurred to you or occurred to the Jewish people generally, and you're interpreting them. And you're saying that this is what heaven says or thinks. So that's an arrogance on our part, to have an idea that somehow we understand how heaven works, when the Navi told us specifically that it's not the way you think. Kilo machshavosai machshavosechem. Doesn't work that way. And in order to emphasize that point, so in that posuk, Anistaros Lashem Elokeinu, there are a lot of things that are mysterious, that are nistaros. And we don't like things that are not able to be interpreted rationally. We don't like things that we don't understand. The drive of human civilization is to understand more and more. So we want to know all the secrets of nature. We want to know all the secrets of the natural world. We understand the world through the logic of our science, of physics, chemistry, of medicine. But whatever we do, life and what occurs in life remains a mystery. Why? Why do we have a year of war? Why? All the whys. And especially as we approach Rosh Hashanah Yom Hadin, so we realize that we are powerless to explain things. So Rosh Hashanah Yikosevun, V'Yom Som Kippur Yechosemun, but it doesn't say why. So Anistoros Lashem Elokeinu, that's emphasized. What is hidden is hidden, and that it's not likely to be revealed. You're right. 100 years later, the historians write as to why things happened 100 years before. But the people who lived 100 years before didn't have the benefit of that hindsight. They couldn't see why. To them, it was always nishta, hidden. So that's the basic rule, that we live in a world that's mysterious, that's guided by the divine hand, and that we will not understand it. That's the difference between the creator and the created, between the eternal world and the natural world. And that Torah wants us to be aware of that. Because otherwise it's easy to understand how you can fall into Avodah Zarah, because you think you know what caused it. And therefore you're operating on preventing that cause or worshiping that cause. So therefore, Vaniglos, what we do know. And here the Torah emphasizes that it's Lonu Lavonenu Ad Olam. It's an eternal revelation to us, to our generations. That remains. That doesn't depart. So Lonu Lavonenu Ad Olam is lost as it's called Divrei Torah Azos. That's all we know. To be observant of what we have been commanded, to follow the Torah, even when the Torah itself is part of the Nistoros. We don't understand every word in the Torah. After 3,000 years, we still don't understand every word. And the Tamei HaMitzvahs, why? All of that remains beyond us. My father-in-law used to say that, what did he see by the Chafetz Chaim? He said a Jew had Poshet Emunah. He had simple faith. He didn't philosophize about things. He had simple faith. Simple. It's very hard to acquire. It's very fragile, even if one has a moment that one thinks that he or she has acquired it. And that's why the Torah put dots on top of this pasuk, because it wanted us to internalize what the pasuk says. And that's what it means to be a Jew. There'll be all sorts of committees and commissions and research to try and explain what happened to us this past year. But we all know that they will all fall short, because that's on Nistoros. And the Nistoros belong to Hashem Elokeinu. And therefore, instead of concentrating on the Nistoros, which we really will never be able to control or fathom or understand, we have to go to our Niglos, Lonu Levanenu, to our generations, to our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, to the generations that are coming, to the tests and challenges that are coming. Lasos is called Divrei Torah Azos, to do what the Torah tells us, to be observant of the Torah, and to try and acquire at least a modicum of simple faith, because that alone will stand us in good stead regarding the Nistoros that we will yet see. Rabbi Chananya ben Akashi Omer Rotz HaKadosh Baruch Hu Zakos Yisrael Shechal Sir B'Lahem Torah Mitzvos